They met on the very first day of college, drawn to each other by something neither of them could explain, as if fate had quietly chosen them out of a crowded world. Aisha was quiet and observant, usually sitting in the corner of the classroom, lost in her thoughts, while Sarah was full of life, the kind of girl who carried light wherever she went. What began as a simple friendship slowly turned into something deeper, something that didn't need words. Lectures, shared tea breaks, silent hours in the library, and long evenings talking on the hostel rooftop became part of their everyday life. Everyone called them best friends, and they smiled and accepted the label, because at that time, neither of them had the courage to name what they were truly feeling. But when Aisha started to feel incomplete without Sarah, and Sarah began to understand Aisha's silences better than anyone else's words, they both realized their bond had quietly crossed the line of friendship. Late-night phone calls became the safest place for their emotions, because darkness has a way of making feelings more honest. Sometimes they laughed, sometimes they stayed quiet for long moments, listening only to each other's breathing, finding comfort in that shared silence. Sarah would jokingly say that Aisha's voice pulled her away from the noise of the world, and Aisha would laugh it off, even though her heart raced every time. One night, Sarah finally asked if Aisha would still stand by her if the world refused to accept them. Without thinking, Aisha said she would never let go of Sarah's hand. The words lingered between them, heavy and undeniable. After that night, they never spoke openly about love, but it lived clearly in every glance, every pause, and every small smile they shared. Their problems began when the outside world slowly crept into their private one. Whispered conversations in college hallways, judgmental stares, and the weight of family expectations planted fear between them. Sarah tried to appear strong, but often broke down when she was alone, while Aisha started drowning in guilt, wondering if what they felt was wrong. One careless comment, that people were talking about them, was enough to steal their peace. Sarah's family began discussing her marriage, and Aisha felt like she was suffocating in her own home. Love, once their comfort, turned into a test they never asked to take. Still, the thought of living apart felt far more painful than facing the world together. One evening, as rain fell and the college campus stood empty, they sat silently on an old bench where they had once laughed without fear. That day, tears replaced smiles. With a trembling voice, Sarah said maybe letting go was the only way, because she couldn't bear to watch Aisha suffer anymore. For the first time, Aisha confessed her deepest fear, that life without Sarah felt meaningless. Rain mixed with their tears as time seemed to stand still. Sarah gently held Aisha's face and whispered that sometimes love doesn't mean staying together, but having the strength to set someone free. In that moment, Aisha understood that love wasn't just about happiness, but also sacrifice and endurance. The final decision was never easy, but their love had already changed them forever. Sarah left the city, and Aisha learned how to move forward with life, even though their hearts still beat in each other's name. Whenever it rained, Aisha remembered that bench, and somewhere far away, the same memory would quietly reach Sarah. Their story never found completion, yet some loves don't need endings to be real. Some loves live on in memories, growing deeper with time. Because sometimes, unfinished love becomes the strongest
If you
support
like
of
my
a lifetime,
content, please don't forget to
staying
like my
alive in a
videos
hidden
and
corner of the
subscribe my
heart
channel
long
for more
after
videos.
everything else has moved on.